Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So in the previous video, we had talked about navigation commands. Now we are moving towards web element commands. So before talking about web element commands, we need to know what actually web element is. So in Selenium, web element represent an HTML element. So in the HTML documents, there are multiple HTML elements and each element represent a web element. Okay, so for example, in this HTML doc, this heading which has the starting tag as h1 and end tag as h1, this is the start tag, this is the end tag, and this is the content in between. So this entire HTML element represents one web element, and similarly this is one web element. And HTML elements can be nested as well. It means that this is one web element inside this body which has two individual web elements. Let me show you on the web app. So we are using this sourcedemo.com for practicing our Selenium automation testing. So here if we do a right click and click on inspect. So if you go to any element, for example this menu button, so you can see this represents a web element in Selenium. So you can see it has this button start tag and this button end tag. This is one web element in Selenium. This is basically an HTML element only, which is used as a web element. Now the question is that how do we access these web elements? How do we perform certain operations on these elements? Suppose I want to click on this. So how do we do that? And previously you had seen that I did log in to this application. So for doing that, I had to enter the username and password in these fields. So how do we do that? So this is the script which I had written up to the previous video. You can see I had shown you the usage of these navigate commands: back, forward, refresh. So okay, in this script, in the very starting, what did we do? We entered username and password in our web app, right? So to do that, what did I use? I used this line. You can see this line. And in this line, I used this web element uname equals to driver dot find element method, and in bracket by dot xpath, and in bracket the xpath of the username field. Okay, so this web element basically is an interface in Selenium that had multiple operations or commands that we can perform on web element. So like here, let me show you first. If you type this uname dot, you can see these methods getting populated, and in front of these method the keyword written is, you can see here, web element, clear method, click method, then this equals method which belong to object class in Java. I told you about this in the previous video. And this find element belong to web element interface, and then find elements, then again get accessible name. All these are the method of web element interface. Is displayed, is enabled, is selected. These kind of methods are used where we need to do verification. For example, there is a particular button or any element present on the web app, and we need to verify whether it is displayed or not. So we will check, we will use this is displayed method, or we need to check whether a particular radio button is selected or not. Okay, and then you can see here the submit method. Then you can see this one more method is, which is send keys method, okay, which we have already used. So all these are all the methods which have keyword web element in front of it. All these are web element interface methods. You can see I had taken a screenshot attached here. You can see all these methods which I had marked in orange color belong to web element interface. Okay, and so you can see I already used send keys method of the web element interface to enter the username and password on this page. Okay, and then I use login button dot click. Again, this click method belongs to web element interface only. So I had already used these three methods. So we have already kind of checked the functionality of these basic methods of the web element interface. So the main thing that which we need to remember here is the syntax. For any web element, if we want to access any web element here, we need to make it in the form of this web element, the name of the element, and then driver dot find, using this method find element, and in bracket by dot whatever the identifier or locator you are using here, you can use it here. We are using XPath in our field. So this is the syntax. You need to remember this and your life will be easy while learning Selenium. So this was the basic intro of web element in Selenium. Moving further, we'll be seeing the usage of different kind of web element methods like is displayed method, is enabled method, is selected method, and other method which we use frequently in Selenium in the next video. So I hope you understood the basic introduction of web element interface. If you have any question, please feel free to comment it down. If you have any feedback, you can share it with me in the comment section, and let me know, guys, and we'll meet in the next video. Please like, share, comment, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Bye bye.